Now that Jamoma is using projects based on the YAML format, things are a little bit different. So we'll look at how to make an Xcode project. First, I use the Jamoma graph as an example. And in the library folder, we have a Jamoma graph.yaml file. And this defines all of the files that are needed to compile the project. Sources includes libraries and frameworks if it needs them. So this file is used when we run the build script. The build script generates this make file, and then this make file, when it's run from the command line, will compile the project. But if you want to compile from Xcode, we need to create an Xcode project for that. So here's how we'll do that. We come over, I'm doing this with Xcode 4.2, and what we'll do is make a new project, and it'll give us all these options over here. In the other category, we can tell it we're going to use an external build system because we are going to use make to actually compile. Say next, we'll name the thing. This is Jamoma graph. Okay, it's going to ask us where to save this. We want to be in Jamoma modules graph. Where is it? Let's say create. Okay, here it comes. It's set this up. It's going to call the program in user bin make, and action here means it's going to pass clean if you're cleaning, but we also need it to pass whether or not it's a debug or a release build. So to that, we're going to add configuration like that. And that is all we really need to do, except for one small thing. We're going to close this project. When Xcode creates a new project, it puts it in a folder named the same thing as the project, which isn't really helpful to us. So where we want this Xcode project is actually in the library folder. I'll move it over here. I'll delete this extra folder that Xcode made. So here we are back where we started. Here's our YAML file. Here's the make file that was generated when we run the build script. And here's our new Xcode project. So this new Xcode project, it doesn't have any files in it, but that's okay. We should be able to click this button and have it build. And we can see here it's giving us a progress bar. It says it's running the external build tool. And if we come and look at the build log, we can see that it is executing this. Click this, you can see the entire command line. It includes all of the source files that were in that YAML file. It gives us warnings. If I double click it, it'll open up the source file and show us where the warning is, which is just that we're not using this particular variable. And we can also debug. If you want to also use this for just editing code in general, it might be useful to have the files listed over here. So let's come back to our folder. We can do that. This is entirely optional, but it can be convenient. So go ahead and drag these files in. When we drag them in, uncheck this. We don't need to add these to any targets because Xcode is not actually compiling. The compiling is being done with make. Okay, we can add those. While we're at it, we might as well add the includes as well. And if we felt ambitious, we could go ahead and organize these somehow, but I'm not going to bother at the moment. So that's all you need to know in terms of setting up the Xcode project. It should be the same for the extensions as it is for the library. And let me know if you have any problems.